Good morning. It is Saturday, November 20th, and my goal for today was to record Zelda. Now that was before I decided I was going to have to do something about the waterbed. But I woke up this morning, and it being quite early, I'm like, doing something about the waterbed will involve me using the pump that uses the drill, it makes noise. Probably not the nicest thing to do for my neighbors at 7 a.m. on a Saturday morning. So I did get a couple episodes of Zelda recorded. Maybe I'll get more done later, I'd like to. But I at least got a little bit of that during that time. So, little progress. And it's now 10:41. I'm gonna pull off the bedding. And I'm gonna try and see what I can do to... I'm gonna see if I can empty out this waterbed. It says shorter inlet side is better. Can't imagine any shorter than that. It's like, why attach a hose to it when I could just have it directly go there? I mean, once it's sealed there, it's not like water will get to the drill. It'll be sealed, so should be good. I mean, wish me luck. Moment of truth. Oh, wait. There's some water in there. I don't know how fast this will be or how slow it'll be. But I guess it works. Okay, so this has been about an hour since I started looking into it. So maybe half hour since I've actually started doing this. I very quickly decided running it into the bathroom was not doing me any favors. It was not helping at all. And I moved the tree and I ran it out the door so it's going down the hill, basically trying to keep water flowing where it's not fighting to go up over the rim of the bathtub. Basically, once it gets over the wood here, that is as high as it has to go up, and then it's all down. And I mean, obviously it's been working. I mean, I got a big amount out. I guess the question is, how long do I let that pump run? And I keep feeling it, or things. And the drill is not getting hot at all on any of the external. It seems safe. I did just hit right near the connection point where the drill connects to the pump, and it was hot, very hot, burning hot. So I'm like, okay, take a step back. Actually, let's even unplug for a bit. The thing is, like, how long do I wait? So I decided to investigate what was causing bad friction. As kind of see all this discolored bit, that's metal being worn away. And I think the thing, and it's like, there's like a divot. And it's the same size as the actual chucks, the little triangles that grab into this. So I'm hopeful with a gap there now that things will be a little safer. Okay, so I settle in, and with a bit of distance, it seems like it's working better. And there's moments where it feels like, I don't know, like it's working well. And then a little water comes out. I don't know if you'll be able to tell. Anyways, there's a seam right here, and it just has a little bit of play in it. And I'm like, okay, gotta retighten that apparently. It's been going long enough that that's starting to wiggle just enough that under high pressure water was coming out. Great. Again, it's coming along. It's not making as much of a difference as I'd hoped, but it's definitely making a difference as far as getting this empty. I want to just check something out here. Darn it. That's working great. Look at how quick that water's coming out. You notice how I'm out here and I'm not operating the drill and how much water's coming out? So it turns out the pump probably helped get the hose full of water. Beyond that, not much good. I removed the pump from the operation and it's working great. So this is the normal way of doing it, which I've always had trouble with in the past. But in the past, when I was trying to do it myself, it was in my mom's basement, and there wasn't this much of a hill that was going down. Here, I got the line full of water with the pump, and then had it up here, reconnected it, switched the ends so that the hose is just directly in there, brought it down, and it just starts pulling water. I just gotta basically keep the water, as long as I don't let the water stop here, so I keep filling in boxes to reduce the space, it'll just keep draining the water down the hill. No pump required. Again, it made the setup easier. Otherwise, I probably would have had to connect it to like a faucet or something to fill it with water first. But we're good now. It'll take a bit, but that's the thing. Like, it's going like full stream. Like, it's draining out, and it's gonna take a bit. I didn't like having to use the drill for that long. Doesn't feel safe. It's annoying. This physics method, traditional, like gravity and I don't know, whatever the physics thing that makes it where when water's going through the hose, it just keeps going. It's annoying that it works so well. After nearly an hour of trying to do it with the pump, that I was like, oh, this is such a great idea. I'm so smart. I'm gonna use a pump to do that. And it's working so well now that I'm just letting it do it, occasionally adding an extra box or moving boxes around to. So annoying. But it's working. Look at all the empty spaces. And it just keeps going. Just giving an idea. See how much further over it is? This is about 10 minutes of progress, and it's drained that much. It's been closer to the 20-minute point from that last clip, but I now have it out, and the last of it draining. So it's empty. I gotta put all the boxes away. So I use them to take up space in the frame, lay out the new mattress, and start getting it filling. Because if I follow, when I bought a hose, and I bought a light duty garden hose, and amongst things, it says in capitals, do not run hot water through this hose. So I'm gonna have to just use the cold tap. So it's much better to do it right now as the sun is starting to get to the point where it's going to hit the bed, so that I can use the sun to heat it up. So I'm having an issue trying to get this hooked up, filled up. So I take the hose, and I disconnected the washer, and I connected the hose, and it sprays water out the side. I had to go to Mom's to get the tool to disconnect the washer in the first place. So I call and I talk to her. She's all like, well, the plastic fitting may just need one with a metal. Go back to her place and get a different hose. I don't want to go back. She's like, well, since your condo doesn't have spigots outside, it's obviously, if it's just spraying out a little bit, but it's outside, it'd be fine. She's like, well, what else you gonna do? Well, I was like, well, I don't know if they do or not. She's like, no, they have them. They just took the connectors off. Like, you can't connect to them. Like, you can't turn them on. Whatever. I'm like, I don't know. She's like, I'd be complaining if I were you. So anyway, so I'm getting ready to go. I'm just like, I guess I'm gonna have to go get the other. But I decide to go look outside first, just to be sure. I'm sure you know where this is going as I'm carrying this hose out. So I get out of here. I'm like, I don't know where it'd be. But I walk over here and I just look. And I'm like, that's a connector. I can connect to that. Maybe that'll be easier. So I'm gonna see if I can get this filled up with that. Well, at the very least, it's done. I've got a bed again. Which is incredibly important at the point where I drain it, that I have one by the time the day is through to go to sleep in again. And this one should be free of holes, I suppose. Guess it's new, who knows. But if you notice by the square on the wall, by the time I finished, the sun is no longer shining on the plastic itself to help warm it up. It took a lot longer to get it filled. The actual filling process wasn't particularly long. That wasn't the problem. It was having to go. Ultimately, I went over to Mom's to get a tool to be able to connect it into where we've connected it before behind the washer. So that took time, and then stress and try to figure things out because that wouldn't work. And eventually, went outside, I was like, oh, there's an option here. So a little more time with the door open, but I was able to fill it. And that's particularly cold water. So, yeah, it's very chilly. But I'll have a blanket over it and so it'll be fine. I like it somewhat chilly. It's gonna be colder than I probably prefer. At least this first night. And it definitely frustrates me that the pump, which I was like, oh, I have such a great solution. It really didn't do much. Now, I did buy the hose that I ended up using while I was out there as well, so I mean, it wasn't like the trip yesterday was totally wasted. But wasn't ideal. Pump did not behave as intended or desired. Oh well. Took just over 4 hours total. So in the grand scheme of things, not a terrible amount of time as far as emptying it and then filling the new one back up. That's not terrible. Longer than I would have liked, but not terrible. And so I got the tree out of the kitchen and back in the corner where it goes. I just look at it and I'm like, man, I need to like add lights to it this year. I've avoided having to do that because it's pre-lit in the past, but I'm like, I got some extra strings, so I'll end up doing that. But not tonight. I'm still much too worn out. That was just an exhausting process of getting the bed done. But I did get it done. And I recorded a couple more episodes of Zelda, so still did at least a bit of what my original goal for today was, which was just to record Zelda. That was before I knew I had to do stuff with the bed. My goal was record Zelda. So I got 4. Not too bad. But otherwise, I'm going to get cleaned up, pull things together to be ready for tomorrow, and get to bed early because I am very tired. I think I'm going to try and turn the heat on for just like probably 20 minutes. Just enough to burn off anything in the vents. You know, that smell you get when you turn the heat on the first time in the year. And then I'll put it back to AC where it doesn't really end up, you know, it rarely kicks the AC on kind of thing, but that's where it gets left. Because I'm not really needing the heat, but with as cold as the bed still is, I'm like, I might end up in the middle of the night needing the heat. And I don't like turning the heat on the first time while I'm trying to sleep. Just because that burning smell worries me. Because technically, something could be bad. Usually, it's just dust up in the vents burning off, and it's fine, but could be bad. So, I'll probably get that taken care of, and then, yeah, get to bed a little early, because I wore myself out today. It was like a workout, and a workout that was motivated by actually accomplishing a task, which is the best kind of workout, because my brain doesn't feel like it's wasted time. Although, really, I should convince it that I need to just work out more. Anyways, so I'm going to call it a night. Thank you for joining me and join me as my journey continues.